It's like I feel like I'm just going to fall
Not
backwards.
there,
It's like
not there. That's why the crosses are there.
there's loads of crosses though.
Just stand anyone.
Just
you want.
anyone I want,
Yeah, is
yeah.
that my one there?
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
You are the most important person, though, mate.
Thank you,
So
mate. I'm glad you mentioned that. Mate, it's literally stopped
just
raining.
stops, yeah, I know.
Literally just stopped.
all of a sudden, I feel like my mouth is very dry. It's like, how's that happened all of a sudden?
Don't cry, because I'll cry. I'm almost crying.
Don't you cry, mate. Like, that's the last thing I need. I'm just not going to look at you now. Now you've said that, like you've absolutely stitched me up. Oh,
Mate, it's literally come out.
Literally just
actually stopped.
perfect. Put your umbrellas away. Put your umbrellas away.
Oh my god. How has that just happened? That's
insane.
unreal.
That's exactly what I wanted. Like a little bit of rain just to keep me nice and cool, and then the sun comes
the
out.
volume came up.
Perfect.
Came the sun.
It's almost like we deliberately did that. Not too late either.
Mate, bang on time. She's in.
She's in.
Oh wait. Have a look.
I brought you somebody.
Thank you, Brian.
Lauren. Lauren, give us a kiss.
Oh, my hat! Alice, you need to do my job.
Hello.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. We need to go around
Stay
now.
standing.
No, you can go and sit down. Look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done. Do sit down.
You okay?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to you all to this beautiful setting here today. My name is Kevin Murphy and I'm a wedding celebrant with Humanists UK. And I'm honoured and privileged to have been invited here today to lead the wedding ceremony of Hannah and Jason. And humanism is a non-religious view of life based on a concern for our fellow human beings and the world around us. It invites us to lead good, positive, happy and fulfilling lives ourselves and to help others to achieve the same goal. It's concerned with our relationships, both on a grand scale and on a personal, intimate scale. So taking important ethical decisions which might affect people unknown to us in another part of the world is one aspect of this, and a tender moment between two people who love one another is another equally valid aspect. So the first thing I'd like to do is to thank you all for making the effort to be here today. This has been a long time coming, some 14 months now. But your patience is very much appreciated by Hannah and Jason. Your presence here finally is a sign to them that you care about them and that you're pleased to witness an event which is of great significance to them. And while they are very clearly the principal players here today, they want you all to feel very much a part of these proceedings. You're more than mere spectators. You've been invited here specifically to celebrate with them and to witness them make their sincere commitment to one another because you are significant people in their lives. And I hope very much that you enjoy this celebration of their love for each other and that when you return home, you do so with a buzz at having been witness to this joyful event. Your presence here also brings responsibilities for all of you. Just as you've been invited to share in this celebration because you're important to the bride and the groom, so it is they may come to you at some time in the future for support, counsel and company. Thus, as witnesses of today's events, you're becoming a part of their future, every bit as much as you're a part of their past and of the present. And Hannah and Jason have opted for a humanist ceremony because it offers them the opportunity to declare their love and commitment to one another in words and actions that have meaning and significance for them and in a special place of their choosing. When they visited the tunnel's beaches here for the first time, Hannah, who describes herself as a surf-loving beach bum, asked Jason, "What do you think?" He pretended to play it cool. However, in reality, they both knew that this was the perfect place for them, just what they wanted. And they've been involved in the creation of this ceremony, and it will hopefully reflect both the sincerity of their feelings and the great happiness that they experience in being together. And as they exchange their vows, which they've written themselves and are therefore very personal, they want you to know they really do value your love and your friendship. And we are each of us a product of our upbringing. And I know that Hannah and Jason are very grateful to their parents, Lauren and Phil and Hazel and Neil, and to their siblings, Harry and Daniel, for all the love and support that they've received over the years. It's great that Val, Frank and Joe are with us here today. They and the other grandparents have played a part in Hannah and Jason becoming the people we see before us here today. And although Hannah's nanny, Jean, never met Jason, and his granddad, Cliff, never met Hannah, our couple are very mindful of them both today, and they know that they would have been so proud. I'd just like to share with you now the words of Albert Schweitzer, who wrote the following in his memoirs of childhood and youth. "I think that we all learn by what others have given us in the significant hours of our life. And these significant hours do not announce themselves as coming, but arrive unexpectedly. Nor do they make a great show of themselves. They pass almost unperceived. Often indeed, their significance comes home to us first as we look back, just as the beauty of a piece of music or of a landscape often strikes us first in our recollection of it. But much that has become our own gentleness, kindness, willingness to forgive and loyalty we owe to people in whom we've seen or experienced these virtues at work, sometimes in a great matter, sometimes in a small. And if we had before us those who've been so to us and could tell them how it came about, they would be amazed to learn what passed from their life into ours." We're going to have a reading now by Camilla.
A Lovely Love Story by Edward Monckton. The fierce dinosaur was trapped inside his cage of ice. Although it was cold, he was happy in there. It was, after all, his cage. Then along came the lovely other dinosaur. The lovely other dinosaur melted the dinosaur's cage with kind words and loving thoughts. "I like this dinosaur," thought the lovely other dinosaur. "Although he is fierce, he is also tender and he is funny. He's also quite clever, though I will not tell him this for now." "I like this lovely other dinosaur," thought the dinosaur. "She is beautiful, and she's different, and she smells so nice. And she is also free spirit, which is a quality I admire in a dinosaur. For he can be so distant and so peculiar at times," thought the lovely other dinosaur. "He is also overly fond of me time on a Sunday." Are all dinosaurs so overly fond of me time on a Sunday? But her mind skips from here to there so quickly, thought the dinosaur. She is also uncommonly terrified of foxes and repulsed by pasta. Are all lovely other dinosaurs so uncommonly terrified of foxes and repulsed by pasta? I will forgive his peculiarity and his desire for solo relaxation on a Sunday, thought the lovely other dinosaur, for they are part of what makes him a richly charactered individual. Plus, I can pop over to see the girls on a Sunday instead. I will forgive his skipping mind, irrational fear of foxes, and dislike of delicious pasta, thought the dinosaur, the dinosaur, for she fills our life with beautiful thoughts and wonderful surprises. Besides, I'm not planning on getting a pet fox anytime soon, and dinosaurs have been known to opt for a Wagamama's curry over an Italian delivery anyway. Now the dinosaur and lovely other dinosaur are old. Look at them. Together they stand on the hill, telling each other stories and feeling the warmth of the sun on their backs. And that, my friends, is how it is with love. Let us all be dinosaurs and lovely other dinosaurs together, for the sun is warm and the world is a beautiful place.
Wow. Thank you.
That was lovely, Camilla. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'd like to share with you some thoughts about marriage. It's an important ritual throughout the world. It's a rite of passage and a defining moment in two people's lives. It's a celebration of the love that they share, and this public declaration of their love is a recognition that they themselves have trust in it. Marriage involves a commitment of mutual concern and respect, where each partner carries a responsibility for the welfare of the other and for the success of the relationship. We acknowledge that when two people come together and share their lives, they unite, they keep their separate identities. They know each other increasingly intimately, but neither should seek to enter into the entirety of the other. A delicate balance is required in seeking to please the other without dissolving one's own personality in the process. For to do that would be to deprive the other of the very person to whom they offer their love. Are you okay? Do you want to step inside? Do you want to step in the further?
Possibly.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Right.
Just at the front.
What, just here?
Just at the front. You can stand there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Fine.
Get under cover if you like.
Oh, okay.
Covered.
Fine. Got it.
Yeah.
He'll be gone in a minute
Yeah.
as well. Like, he'll be back out again. Right.
Anna and Jason are adventurous people. Marriage is an adventure. It's an adventure of shared experience, of discovery, of giving and receiving,
Yeah,
of
nice.
supporting, and of accepting
It looks
help
good
and
as well.
support.
Like all the umbrellas
When it
look
has
really
as a
cool.
foundation genuine love, commitment and respect, it's all the easier to build a stable relationship of strength and endurance. A happy marriage contains
they're
passion and magic, talk and laughter, growth and trust. The joy to be gained to be part of a loving, giving marriage is boundless. The mundane events of our everyday life take on a new dimension when we know that we're part of a close, loving union where each partner has a deep concern for the well-being of the other. Marriage has an important part to play both in the lives of those who enter into it, but also in the structure of society. It provides a sense of constancy and permanence in an ever-changing world. And through it, a couple declare to the world around them that they have such love, respect and commitment to one another that they wish to be recognised as being in a lasting binding union. And this binding not in the sense of being tethered or captive, but rather lovingly, willingly, bound up in the life of the other. And as the years go by, marriage has to be lived out with flexibility. It has to allow for changes in each of the partners and for unforeseen circumstances. It requires effort and a degree of selflessness to maintain this flexibility. The reward of such effort, however, is a richer, deeper, more dynamic relationship, which has at its core a place of contentment and a place of intimate love and of deep satisfaction. We're going to have a reading from Lottie now.
Love, in lyrics, for Hannah and Jason. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing. I saw your face in a crowded place. It's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. If I go right and you go left, hey, I know we'll meet up again. Now and then, it seems like life is just too much, but you've got the love I need to see me through. When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, no, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. I'm everything I am because you loved me. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. I'll stand by you. I won't let nobody hurt you.
Uh-oh.
You make me feel like dancing. O is for the only one I see. I see you, baby. Shaking that ass. Shaking that ass. I'm looking so crazy in love. Got me looking so crazy in love. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. Take my hand. Take my whole life too. For I can't help falling in love with you. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Because tonight is the night when two become one. I, EI, will always love you. Hey baby, I think I'm gonna marry you.
That's very good.
I love it. Oh.
Okay, thank you, Lottie. To follow the chain of events that has led to us all being here today, we have to go back to January 2014, when Hannah and Jason started work on the same day at Badenoch and Clark. Situated at opposite ends of a very large office, their paths didn't really cross for a year. Until in January 2015, at the annual conference, they got talking, drank a lot, and had a little kiss. A further 6 months went by before Jason managed to get hold of Hannah's mobile number. As well as texting one another, they began to see more of each other, by now being in the same team. At an event at the pub, Hannah, not always one for subtlety, dragged Jason round the corner and snogged him. Following on from Danielle's birthday party and some not so subtle matchmaking from her, they became inseparable, but attempted to keep their closeness secret, employing such rusing as leaving the pub at different times, as if going their separate ways. They were quite chuffed at how smooth and clever they were. After a few months, their boss asked them up front, "Are you two a thing?" What they didn't know was by this time about 150 of their work colleagues had been fully aware of the situation for quite some time. They increasingly spent a lot of time together, especially when Kat's sitting with Benji, Hannah's dad's moggy when Phil was summing it up in France. And then Jason got to know each other's friends, described by Hannah as all beautiful, successful women. Sorry about the chat. The first of Hannah's friends whom Jason met was Rachel, who was quite similar to him in many ways, while Hannah discovered that Charlton is the male equivalent of her, capable of winding Jason up.
Capable.
By September of 2016, Hannah and Jason were happily settled in their house on Borough High Street, where they stayed for a year before moving in with Hannah's mum in Reigate for 8 months, while waiting for their new house in Wallington. She was great feeding them and doing their washing, easing the stress they were feeling at the delay in getting their new home. When in August 2018 they finally got the keys from the agent, there was a huge sense of satisfaction. And once they solved the puzzle of getting their L-shaped sofa through the rectangular front door, they were able to move in. And they loved the house, especially its great bathroom, and spent a lot of time developing the garden. A couple of months before they moved, Jason had been best man at Gina and Charlton's wedding in Italy. By that time he knew that he wanted to marry Hannah, and when Gina asked her what cut she would like for a ring, he made a note of the answer. And in August he messaged his jeweller friend Andy to set things in motion. When Phil was back in the UK from France, a very nervous Jason took advantage of half an hour when no one else was around to ask him for his permission to propose to Hannah. Phil got very emotional, gave him a hug and said lots of lovely things about him and Hannah. And once Jason had the ring, he had the task of keeping it hidden until the time was right to propose. He secreted it in various places around the house, including in a sock, inside a football sock in his sock drawer, then under the bed, then the bedside table. For a month he hid it at work, bringing it back at home for Christmas just a few weeks before Hannah's 30th birthday on the 12th of January 2019. Want to venture out?
Back in the sun.
Yes. Oops.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Poppy.
That's right.
Thank you.
It's quite like those weather vanes, isn't it? She had previously said that she fancied a Nordic holiday. Prior to departure, Jason gave her numerous scarves and gloves, a wise precaution. They arrived in North Finland at 5 a.m. on the day before her birthday to savour the joys of minus 20 degrees. But dressed in insulated boiler suits, they stayed in a big lodge by a forest and during the 5 hours of daylight explored the area on snowmobiles. Most of the time it was just the two of them together. Jason had made a detailed plan for the 12th, Hannah's birthday. What he'd not taken into account was a phone call from his parents to tell him that a bank fraud had been perpetrated on his mum's account. Furthermore, Hannah was cross because her dad had not phoned with birthday wishes. And then there was a problem with their coach transport. That messed up the timetable of safari, lunch, and then back to the igloo by 3 p.m. When they got back to the igloo, they were both knackered. However, they chilled watching Netflix in the knowledge that but at least dinner had been booked. They had a glass of wine each, Jason planning to produce the ring when Hannah had finished her wine. She polished it off in about 2 minutes and said, "Fill me up, babe." Jason transferred the ring from a sock into the ring box and preparing to propose said, "I've got another present for you." Hannah hadn't seen the ring and had a mouthful of crisps. He took the crisp packet from her. After a long pause when she'd finally seen the ring, she said yes. And it was a complete surprise for her, though looking back she now thinks that maybe she had been expecting it. He had previously tried to persuade her to get her nails done, but when she later showed Mickey her ring, the response was, "Oh, Hannah, your nails." But the following weekend back in London, Hannah's 30th birthday party turned into an engagement party, sharing their joy with all their friends. All in all, 2019 was a great year for them. The proposal in Finland, the engagement / birthday party, finding their perfect wedding venue, and both getting new jobs in start-up techie companies. We're now going to have a short reading by Rosie.
Step over, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
We are all a little weird. And life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall in mutual weirdness. And we call it love. True love.
Okay, thank you, Rosie. Hannah and Jason share many interests. Prominent among these is travel. Countries visited include Singapore, Borneo, Croatia, France, Finland and Portugal, and city breaks to Amsterdam, Prague, Milan. And they'd love to visit Phil and Yvonne in Pépieux. Hannah, who loves wine and now describes herself as a wine snob, particularly enjoys the vineyard visits. They both enjoy going for walks in the area and witnessing Phil's efforts at speaking French. Within the UK, Cornwall, where Hannah visited a lot as a child and where she went to uni, and Devon, where Jason had family, are among their favourite destinations. They go to Cornwall at Easter with Charlton and Gina to visit Ellie and Musa, surfing and barbecues being on the menu when they're in the county. They're both outdoorsy and like to be active. They play tennis together, both go to the gym and they enjoy going for walks. They love taking Lauren's dog, Joby, for walks. And while Jason can happily exist at home watching TV, Hannah can get cabin fever, so has to be taken out from time to time. But friends, whether in London or in the country, are a big part of their lives. They love socialising with them and going out to dinner with them, as well as eating as a couple whenever they get the chance. In any relationship, each partner brings his or her own qualities and attributes, which combine to give added strength, warmth and closeness to their relationship. Hannah appreciates how super positive Jason is. He encourages her to make decisions, pushes her to do more, to try harder, and to get more out of life and out of her job. He accepts her silliness and allows himself to be silly in return. He listens carefully. He picks up on things, remembers them, and takes action. As with when Hannah spoke about the ring, she is so pleased that he's also embraced all her friends. For his part, Jason treasures Hannah's ability to make him laugh and to get him out of his grumpiness. She is super funny. And it's down to her that they don't take each other too seriously and take the mickey out of each other. She's extremely considerate and kind, thinking of others and putting them first, and has made him a better person. She's introduced him to lots of friends and has even forced him to dance. And when I asked if either could see any faults in the other, they struggled. For a while. Before Hannah mentioned Jason's obsession with punctuality and his tendency to be impatient, making decisions too quickly. And he never empties the washing up cutlery holder. In response, Jason pointed out that Hannah often displays selective hearing, forgetting to listen to what he's saying, and she never changes the loo roll. Seriously though, they do go together so well, complementing one another like two pieces in a puzzle that, though different in shape, fit together perfectly to make something that's greater than its constituent parts. They are soulmates. And I'd like to share with you an extract from Richard Bach's book, A Bridge Across Forever, where he wrote this. A soulmate is someone who has fits that lock our keys and keys to fit our locks. And when we feel safe enough to open the locks, our truest selves can step out, and we can be completely and honestly who we are. We can be loved for who we are and not for whom we're pretending to be. Each unveils the best part of the other. Our soulmate is someone who shares our deepest longings and our sense of direction. And when we are two balloons and together our direction is up, chances are we've found the right person. Our soulmate is the one who makes life come to life. Hannah and Jason have aspirations for the future. They would love to see more of the world together and have lots of ideas. A USA road trip is top of Hannah's list, while a safari tops Jason's. They both want to be the best that they can be, both as persons and in their work. They know that they work together well as a team and could even see themselves starting up their own business. Having a family, including dogs, is also a part of the plan. And they know that if they do have children, the stability of their relationship is what will give security to any new lives they may bring into this world. And certainly a child born into a world of love and respect will have every opportunity to blossom and to grow naturally. We'll now have a reading by Hazel.
Jason and Hannah, you have known each other from the first glance of acquaintance to this moment of commitment. At some point you decided to marry, and from then on you have been making promises and agreements to each other in an informal way. All those conversations held riding in the car or over a meal or during a long walk, those sentences that began when we are married and continued with we will, those late night talks that included someday and maybe, and all the promises of the unspoken matters of the heart, these are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows you're about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we said to each other, well I meant every word. Look at one another now and remember this moment in time. Before this you have been many things to each other. Friend, companion, lover, maybe even teacher. Now you will say a few words to each other that will take you into a new phase of your life, and things will be never quite the same. But the vows that you have spoken, you will say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife.
Thank you, Hazel. Thank you very much. We now approach the central part of today's ceremony. We're here today as witnesses, not only to a wedding, but also to the deeper truth that it represents. That by sharing love, hope and community, we experience something that is as ancient as humankind and greater than ourselves as individuals. You are united in your affection for this couple, and because you are significant people, you impart gifts of love, friendship, support and understanding to surround them now. Hannah and Jason, I shall shortly invite you to make your vows to one another in the presence of your family and friends whom you've invited to witness this important occasion. And the promises you're about to make reflect your commitment to one another in a lifelong relationship. So will you hold hands now as you prepare to make your vows? Look at one another and remember this moment in time. From now you shall say words that will take you across the threshold of life.
I once heard that the secret to a strong relationship is balance, and when we met I thought perfect. You listened to Stormzy and I listened to AC/DC. We're a balanced couple. Then as our relationship grew, that balance you brought meant that slowly the things in life that I'd found difficult started to become simple. You've given me the confidence and strength to be finally comfortable in my own skin, and you've certainly embraced all of my quirks. Jason, I know that marriage won't always be plain sailing, but I promise that I'll always be on your team. In good times, I promise to always make you laugh, or at least try. And in the hard times, I promise to never give up on you or us. You've helped to show me how strong I am, and I promise that together, and with the support of our incredible friends and family, we can take on anything. Jason, you're my best friend, which I'm sure you're aware of. And I love you so much, and I can't wait to finally be your wife and for you to call you my husband and to experience all the exciting things to come. Because Jason, you really do make love and fun.
Hannah, I'm so happy that today we finally become husband and wife. Your love for music has inspired me to use some lyrics to show my love for you today in front of all of our family and friends. Even when the sky comes falling, even when the sun don't shine, I've got faith in you and I. So put your pretty little hand in mine. Even when we're down to the wire, even when it's do or die, we can do it, Hannah, simple and plain, because this love is a sure thing. This love between you and I is as simple as pie, is such a sure thing. I love you. Thank you for making me the happiest man on the planet today and forevermore.
Well done.
Feeling good.
Hannah and Jason will shortly exchange rings, a representation of their love for each other. And rings are an ancient symbol, blessed and simple. Round like the sun, like the eye, like arms that embrace. Circles, for love that is given comes back again and again. So may these symbols remind you that your love, like the sun, illumines, that your love, like the eye, must see clearly, and that your love, like arms that embrace, is a grace upon this world.
Maybe I'll show this to you. Am I going first?
Yes.
Good.
So hold out your left hand. Jason, will you please repeat after me? Hannah, I give you this ring
Hannah, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and the vows I have made here today.
and the vows I've made here today.
When we are apart,
When we are apart,
look upon it and know that I'm with you.
look upon it and know I'm with you.
Excellent.
Push it.
There we go.
Nailed it.
Easy. Yeah, just on there.
Hannah, will you please repeat after me? Jason, I give you this ring
Jason, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love
as a symbol of my love
and the vows I have made here today.
and the vows I've made here today.
And when we are apart,
When we are apart,
look upon it and know that I'm with you.
look upon it and know that I'm with you.
Well done. Give him a ring.
You
That's
pop
it.
There we go.
Hannah and Jason, with your exchange of vows and rings, you've pledged your commitment to one another in the presence of your families and friends, whom you've invited here specifically to witness these events. And based on the trust that you've placed in me, I have the greatest pleasure in pronouncing you husband and wife. You may kiss.
We did it. going to
you
give
all
the
here present
confetti
at
to
the
everyone.
marriage of Hannah and Jason, having witnessed them make their commitments to one another, to join with me in wishing them success in all their aspirations and in their future lives together. We wish you luck in the future, but more importantly, we hope you continue to have love, friendship and trust from one another, and that you continue to keep your relationship blooming and healthy. Enjoy the rest of today, as I'm sure you will, and our best wishes for the rest of your married lives. We're going to end our ceremony now with an abridged version of a poem by Dr. Seuss, entitled The Places You'll Go. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, and you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you're the guys who will decide where to go. You'll look up and down streets, look them over with care. About some you'll decide I don't care to go there. Look back with your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet. You're too smart to go down any not so good street. You may not find any you want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsie as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, you'll start happening too. For the places you'll go, you'll be on your way up, you'll be seeing great sights, you'll join the high flyers who soar to great heights. So be your name Hannah, or Jason, or Mordecai Ali Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. The day is your day. Your future's waiting. So get on your way.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Very good,
Yeah.